Hey team, and thank you for joining me for another video. Now, as the title suggests, this naturally, that we're all born with, our brains, it is not wired for trading performance, okay? And a lot of you, I'm sure, already know that and have learned the hard way. Today, we're gonna aim to shift a lot of beliefs up here. We're gonna aim to shift the way we think, the way we feel about things, the way we perceive things up here, and the way we think about things before then taking action, okay? Because a lot of time, as you all know, to be brilliant long-term traders, to see longevity and huge amounts of money in this game, we really can't act on emotion. We really can't base our decisions both on the charts, entries, exits, scaling into winners, all of that stuff. We can never ever base that off emotion. We always have to base it off our data, our mathematical, probabilistic edge. God, that was a mouthful to say. So, as we know, from day dot, from birth, genetically, hereditary, this is not designed for trading performance. It's not wired that way. We typically, most people on the street who don't trade, it's that fight or flight response. It's that sympathetic versus parasympathetic nervous system fight all the time. And as traders, we really need to work on being able to know when to suppress and dampen certain types of feelings. And as I said a second ago, make sure we are making decisions that are based on systems, data, and what the math shows us and tells us to do, okay? And that's the importance and the brilliance of a brilliantly mathematical probable edge with great positive expectancy. So, as you can see, your brain is not built for trading. It is wired for survival, okay? Now, as you can see on screen, there are two types of brains that we have. The one on the left is what typically an unprofitable trader will have, and your typical person off the street, okay? It's in that primitive state. So what that means is typically they avoid pain, okay? They always like to avoid pain where possible, and they choose comfort every single time if they can, okay? They like to seek pleasure, okay? And that emotional state, that can be obviously with seeking pleasure, that's that happy feeling, that's sometimes a greedy feeling, which a lot of you traders will know watching this. Typically, they react fast and they are very emotional, okay? And as I've already said already, we don't want emotion involved in our trading. Now, it doesn't mean we switch it off because it's impossible to. And anybody that says you can switch off emotion is talking nonsense. We are all human still at the end of the day. But I used the word earlier, it's about suppressing, knowing when to suppress, okay? And knowing when in those moments when you feel you're getting emotional, that you're self-aware enough to go, okay, I'm starting to get a little bit emotional here. It could be greedy, it could be fearful. Any of those emotions you traders will feel in trading on your come up whilst you're still inexperienced. And it's going, actually, let's just take a third view of this and go, I can feel the way I'm feeling. I can feel that I'm getting a little bit, say, stressed or greedy on the charts, and being good enough to distance yourself and go, right, I can tell I'm starting to feel this way. I'm going to pull myself away. I'm going to take myself off the charts, and I'm not going to act and do anything irrational, which will basically end up leading to tilting. So you pull yourself away and you're very self-aware. And already, as you can see, I'm starting to talk about how proper traders should think and act, okay? It's being aware of our feelings, but then knowing what to do with them. Whereas a lot of unprofitable traders will have the feeling and then they'll act innately on it. And because it's innate, it goes back to that primitive brain where they don't know any better and they act on that emotion. And we know we can't have that, okay? So if we go over to the rational side, as traders should be, that rational thinking, that systemical thinking, we are thinking in probabilities. We're always thinking long-term because we know that if we focus on being brilliant operators and managers of our profitable system, the long-term, the upside, the percentage gain, the monetary value, the deposits into our bank account, they've taken care of themselves because we focused on the now and focused on making decisions and being a great operator. Delayed gratification is a massive one. I did a video about this and the law of detachment the other day and how the gym has been a massive help for me. As I've kind of just touched upon, knowing day in, day out, if you strive to be very present and being a brilliant operator of your system, that delayed gratification of profits and percentage gain comes as a byproduct of being that brilliant executor, okay? And last of all, systems and processes, again, what we've already touched on, how we make our decisions based off our data, what the math tells us, and we continue to take purely optimal setups with the right risk profiling to ensure then the upside has taken care of itself, okay? So default genetic brain wiring from birth, as I've already touched upon, we can't help it, okay? So it's not your fault necessarily, but it's then being self-aware enough to go, right, Trading is a game of probabilities. Trading is basically a performance game, and we have to be, we have to be brilliant performers, right? Week in, week out, month in, month out. And so we have to take people through this journey, going from that default brain setting, if you like, to being more wired like that rational brain thinking we've just talked about being as a trader, okay? Now, a lot of people get this confused, okay? They confuse biology with incompetence. And typically in unprofitable traders, you can see on screen, something will happen in the markets. It will make them emotional, okay? Let's say they've had a losing trade that's taken them out really quickly, and it's made them feel incredibly frustrated because they had a lot of conviction in their idea, okay? That then leads them to a bit of FOMO or overtrading, saying, actually, that still looks good. I'm going to get back involved straight away. And they make an emotional decision there and then. It's a very split-second decision, but it can cost you so much over many months, quarters, and years. They make that impulsive decision, they take that next trade, and it ends up in another loss, okay? The emotion gets even more heightened, okay? And then what do they end up doing? They probably overtrade again with more leverage or more bigger position sizing, and those losses get bigger and bigger. Now, it may work out one or two times, as I'm sure you've all been guilty of. You've gotten away with it. You've gotten away with overtrading. But I promise, if we come back to what we thought about earlier with the rational side, the proper side, how we should be thinking in trading, you will get caught out more often than not, okay? In the laws of probability and how the market works, it is very good at serving up karma, okay? If you do that over and over again, you will blow through money, you will blow through accounts, and you'll never make it. And a lot of you watching this are probably 2, 3, 4 years in and have not a lot to show for it. And it's because there's lots of these behaviors going on still from a weekly and monthly basis, okay? Again, a lot of unprofitable traders, losing streaks, they feel very, very personal, okay, to the trader. Very, very personal. And a lot of time that will push them down that emotive thinking. Your brain naturally and subconsciously, especially when you're inexperienced, sees that as that flight part of fight or flight, okay? It feels like it's under threat, okay? And that's then when it pushes you down those further negative habits when it feels under threat, which leads to then FOMO and the example we've just given, okay? And the brain always wants to be in that comfortable state where you're quite relaxed, there's no anxiousness, you're quite calm, okay? But when unprofitable traders have these natural things where they're on losing streaks, which we know is part of any good edge, those emotions are a lot more heightened in those traders, okay? And that's then when it leads them to, as we said, back to that equation up here, stimulus, emotion, impulse, into a trade, into more losses, into stronger emotions, and it is a vicious, vicious, vicious cycle. Okay? And this is why discipline can feel so hard, because your brain is constantly trying to find comfort mode. It doesn't like working outside of its comfort. And this is why I preach about having day-to-day mental, something that's going to stimulate you mentally, okay? Mental toughness that's going to make you feel uncomfortable, it's going to put you outside your comfort zone. And that could be as simple as running, gym, it can be a sport, it doesn't matter what it is, but it's got to make you in your brain every day go, oh, this sucks, I don't like this, I want to stop, I want to give up. But what do you do in that moment? You keep going and you stay disciplined. And that way over time and months and months and months, your brain gets so much better at dealing with mental stress, okay? Because day to day, you're training it and you're retraining it. It's so, so important. To the point then, when you're someone like me, where I'm nearly trained for 12 years now, it's very, very occasional now I'll feel a certain way, outside of that middle ground of the emotional spectrum. Because I still do this to this day. I still put myself through mental hardship every day, okay? It's so important traders do it and they don't get comfortable and they don't get lazy, okay, in personal life. And again, expectations, apologies for the drawing, but a lot of unprofitable traders, they expect their P&L curve to look like this, as you can see on screen, okay? They expect it to be nice and smooth, okay? But what it actually looks like, as a lot of you know, who are probably maybe 2, 3, 4 years in, the reality of it is going to look a little bit more like that, where overall long term, comes back to what we said earlier, you're highly profitable, as you can see from that reality graph here. But if we zoom in onto those smaller timeframes in terms of weeks and months, that's when you have periods of drawdown. That's when you might have a losing week or a couple of losing weeks on the bounce. And as professionals, we know that's normal, because again, it comes back to what we talked about earlier with that rational brain. We're thinking in probabilities, we're thinking long term, we're thinking in delayed gratification, and we continue to be brilliant operators, brilliant executors of our system. And we know over time, as we zoom out on this bigger picture between the reality and expectation graphs, we still have highly profitable monthly, quarterly, and yearly. Okay, so it's so important you put yourself in that second mindset of reality compared to expectation, because you've all been guilty of it, just like I was. We came into trading thinking it'd be easy money. We came into trading because the barrier to entry was so low, and we came into trading, let's be honest, for time freedom and to make money. But as you get older and you get more experience in trading, you realize it's way more about time freedom, it's way more about quality of life, and you get so much better operating in that reality compared to expectation. And this is the difference between that expectation and reality, because your brain expects linear rewards, right? But the market, as we know, doesn't pay you when you want to be paid, okay? It pays you in almost random distributions. That's why, so for example, you might have 2 losing weeks out of a month, but weeks 3 and 4 are profitable, and that month ends up being hugely profitable. And any of you that have followed me for some time will know that if you're making 3, 4, 5% a month consistently, you're a brilliant trader. And we know within the data, with any great system, regardless of win rates, the type of risk to reward model you use, you are going to have losing days, and plenty of them, and you're going to have losing weeks as well, okay? And that's normal. And a lot of unprofitable traders, again, it puts them into that flight mode where they get a little bit scared and anxious. Whereas if I have a couple of losing weeks, I go, well, have I executed things properly? Have I been a brilliant operator? The answer is yes. You have nothing to worry about, okay? So, time to fix. How do we do it? As I mentioned earlier, we want to be able to be in that third viewpoint, that third party viewpoint where we observe how we feel, but we don't act. There's a big difference. As you can see already, I've written, okay? We want to make sure the goal is not to control your emotions. The goal is to observe them and then having the discipline to not, basically observe them without obeying them and without acting on them, okay? So trader A was always in that mindset of they need to be right versus wrong. And they're always chasing wins, they're chasing high win rate systems, and unfortunately, you can't control your win rate. Yes, it will fluctuate between a range. For example, my win rate's anywhere between 30-35% up to 60-65%, trading an asymmetric reward of a minimum 1 to 3. So that win rate is really good at times for that type of system. But I always focus on probabilities, and I focus on when my winners come, they really pay me, okay? Whereas trader A is thinking, I need to win. And every loss they incur, which is going to be quite a few because we all incur losses, it emotionally attacks them, it emotionally degrades them up here, and it chips and it chips and it chips and it chips away at you. Low self-esteem comes in, low confidence levels, you then start strategy hopping, all of this negative tilting that comes with that, okay? Whereas strategy B is as I've already sort of talked about, you need to be brilliant at executing. That's all you need to do. You need to be brilliant at managing your system, brilliant at being in charge of your system, and not ever wavering from it. And this is why you'll hear me say trading is boring. Trading is just turning up each week, each month, and executing flawlessly, because you can control that, whereas you can't control your win rate. So last but certainly not least, your edge as a trader is in the execution element, okay? It's not in the outcome. It's focusing on being brilliant execution of your strategy, okay? Profits come as a byproduct. They are the side effect, the positive side effect. If you focus on what you can control, okay? Being a brilliant operator, the side effects of profits, P&L, percentage gain comes. So those prop firms, you get consistent payouts, you keep those accounts for a long time. And those of you that trade personal capital like myself, you make regular, healthy withdrawals, okay? So guys, I hope that helps. I'm just gonna show that image one more time in terms of those two brains, because a lot of you are stuck in that primitive side of things, all right? Whereas you need to start making that transition over to rational. So if it helps you to write down those sort of characteristics of that rational side and sticking it on your monitor on a post-it note by the side, do it. Because it's constantly then that physical stimulus, you're watching it, you're viewing it, you're reading it every day, and it will just catch you out in those moments of weakness where you want to act on emotion, but you see those rational habits, you go, actually, I'm going to observe them, as we said, but not act on them. Guys, I hope that helps, and yeah, start implementing it. Let me know how you get on. I will always see you on the next video.